Alright, so you've had a divorce and congrats on getting back into the dating scene. Before you do though, you have to know these top 10 tips. Hey, welcome to Online for Love, your #1 resource for dating by the numbers. Today we're going to be going over the top 10 tips that you need to know before going back into dating after a divorce. Before I dive into these specific top 10 tips though, something that will help you out on your dating journey, no matter where you are on it, is to send way better openers. Luckily for you, we've got a secret opener formula that's going to triple your success rate when it comes to getting replies on a host of different dating sites and dating apps. This is seriously going to help you out so much, so do not forget to check that out. That's going to be linked above me and in the description down below. Don't forget to check out our opening formula to save the trouble of figuring out what to say on your first messages, especially when you're coming back to dating for the first time after a while. Also, make sure that you're actually on the right dating sites for you, and you can do that by checking out our free online dating app quiz, which will also be linked above me and in the description down below. This will pair you with your perfect online dating site or dating app. It's quick, fun, easy, totally free, so do not forget to check that out as well. So, all right, let's get into this. You are dating again after a divorce. First off, congrats to you on, getting back into the dating game. You have a whole new dating life that awaits for you, and now you are better than ever. You know what you're looking for, and let's get into these top tips that you should know before you dive in though. So starting with number 1, this is very important, but you should try to identify where your marriage went wrong. So this might seem like a no-brainer, but it's really important to really narrow down what happened there. Was there something that you didn't like, something the other person didn't like? Is there something that you could improve upon yourself that could help you in your next relationship? Maybe it's that you need to be more emotionally available. Maybe you need to spend less time working, more quality time with the person who you were with. Maybe you need to spend more time working because you don't work enough. Whatever it is, you really need to narrow down and be honest with yourself at what was the reason that this marriage ended. Did you not like how they treated you? Do you want to go for someone who treats you better? Do you want to find someone who has more similar interests to you? Do you want to find someone who has the same idea of the future as you? Really look at your marriage and what happened there and try to see exactly what went wrong. That way you can know exactly what to avoid in your next relationship. This is so important because if anything good can come out of the divorce, it's knowing what went wrong and trying to change for the better because of it. While doing this, you have to again be honest with yourself about what you did as well, because in breakups and especially divorces, we have a tendency to not be so happy with the person who we are breaking up with or divorcing. Maybe they did a lot of things wrong, maybe they hurt you in whatever way, but relationships are not just about one person. It is a 50-50 thing. It is a partnership, so there has to be some things that you can look into yourself that you maybe did wrong as well. Not trying to say that that person didn't wrong you or whatever happened. I'm sure they have their own faults, but you need to take a look at your own as well in order to grow and be a better person for your next person. So the next tip we have for you about dating after divorce is to take the time to grieve your losses. So when you are going through a divorce or a breakup of some sort, especially if it was from a long-term relationship, you are going through a process of grieving. So it's important to allow yourself that time to grieve. If you jump into a relationship too quickly before you're done the grieving process, it can make things very, very messy. So just know that this is a time where you can take right after the divorce or the breakup to take a step back, to allow yourself those negative emotions. You don't have to be right back to the dating scene at the snap of a finger. You can take the time to be sad, to cry, to eat ice cream, and that can take a long time. Who knows how long your marriage was or your relationship, and it can take, depending on that length of time, a very long time as well to get over it. So allow yourself that. This is a transitional period. It is a hard time. It's something that you need to go through, and allow yourself the time and space to do so before you move on to your next relationship. Also, allowing yourself to fully grieve. Make sure that you're sort of getting over this person before you move on to somebody else, because if you do hop into something too soon, you could still be stuck on them. You're still grieving them. You're still missing them. Maybe you still want them on some level. Even if you did want the divorce, you might still have the attachment, which is only natural. So allowing yourself time to grieve allows you time to sort of detach yourself from your prior commitment, your prior connection, and be open for whatever is going to come next. If you're enjoying this video so far, please make sure to give it a big thumbs up and subscribe to the channel. So it really helps us out when you give our videos a thumbs up, because that shows YouTube that people are enjoying our content. So then YouTube pushes our videos out for more people to see. So we would really appreciate your thumbs up and your subscriptions. Let's move on to the next tip, which is going to be you have to do the inner work. So this is sort of connected to the last few things we talked about, but this is a time after your divorce to go to therapy. First off, highly recommend going to therapy, looking in on yourself, journaling. This is a time to reflect on your relationship, reflect on your actions and their actions. Not only this, but it's a time to do the inner work, meaning you have to actively try to sort of move on from what went wrong and try to improve yourself. It's a time to shed your skin and sort of become a new person in a way. Become the person who you want to be with the strengths you want to have and skill sets you want to have. And doing the inner work can really give you a lot of confidence. Really take the time to work on yourself. The fourth tip we have for you is to not date again until you are fully ready. So this is very important because after a divorce or breakup, you might feel so tempted to go out on the town to date somebody right away, maybe out of spite, maybe just to say that you can do it just because you're missing that connection for whatever multitude of reasons. But in order to really help yourself and to find what it is that you're actually looking for, you should be a little bit patient and only dive back into the dating game when you're truly ready for it. Because not only can this hurt you, it can hurt the person who you are seeing when you're not actually ready to see anybody. Also, do not feel pressure to dive back in when you're not ready. If you feel like, oh, it's been X amount of months or years and I should be ready again, but yet I don't feel like I am, but I feel like I should go back into dating, listen to yourself. Who cares about who says when you should get back into it? You have to go with what you're feeling and what's best for you. It doesn't matter what anybody else thinks. They can live their own lives. This is your life. So only go back into it when you are ready. Something that can really help you out when you are ready to get back into dating is to send a really great opening message to whoever you're interested in on dating apps. And to help you out with that, we actually have a secret online dating opener formula, which is going to triple your response rate. So this is really great, especially if you haven't been dating in a while. This can really help you out in figuring out what to say, what's best to say, to who exactly, and it's completely free. All you have to do is click the link above me or in the description down below. It'll take you to our online dating for men page and you will find that link on there to the opener formula. So do not forget to check that out. It can really help you out when you're diving back into the dating scene. Okay, tip number 5 on how to get back into dating after divorce is to know your priorities and to stick with them. So now that you're back into dating again, you're looking for somebody who might be a good fit for you, and now is a good time to narrow down what your priorities are, what your morals are, what you're looking for in somebody, what you're not willing to compromise on, and stick to those. So you don't want to dive into a relationship again just for the sake of diving into a relationship again. You want to find someone who's actually good for you and who aligns with what you're looking for. So do not rescind on your boundaries, on the things that you were prioritizing. So even if someone seems wonderful, but they have all these red flags that you don't like, they don't treat you exactly the way you want to be treated, just don't go for it because you might end up in another divorce or just something that's unsuccessful. It's worth waiting for somebody who is on the same page as you. And you might just be wanting to get back into a relationship again, maybe as soon as possible. Don't let your want for being in a relationship supersede your need to have someone who meets your priorities and your standards. I mean, after you've done some self-reflection and you figured out what went wrong in your past relationship, now's the time where you really understand what your true priorities are, what can make or break a relationship for you. And use this information to your benefit and for your advancement, and apply that into your next relationships. So do not forget about all the things that you learned from the divorce, and do not put those aside just because you want to be with somebody. The next tip we have for you is to be excited and to be open. So of course it can be very hard after a divorce to get back into the dating game. I'm sure you're going through a lot of things. However, the good news is you get to start over. You get to have all these new experiences with, your new insight, your new knowledge, experience, and everything like that, with your new wisdom. Now you get another chance to start over, a clean slate with all the things that you now know, and hopefully you can find someone who fits you a lot better. So now's the time to be excited about new possibilities, new love interests, new dates. It's fun to get back in the dating scene. You can go and meet new people and have new things to tell your friends and just have new experiences, meet new people you might have never met. Who knows all the fun things that can happen, all the cool people you meet, maybe the one who is actually fit for you. So this is a time to be excited and don't feel like dating again is a sad thing or something that you wish you weren't doing. Just look into it as a new opportunity, a fun opportunity, and have fun with it. Question of the day: what do you think is the best part about dating after a divorce? Because I think there are a lot of really great things about this. Something that I think is really great after dating after a divorce is that you have so much more wisdom now. So you're dating again with the experience to hopefully make the next thing go right or go better. But what do you think is the best part about dating after a divorce? Whatever you think it is, leave in the comments down below. We'd love to hear some positivity about this new chapter in your life. So the 7th tip we have for you is to be patient and go slow. So this is sort of similar to what I've been saying, but you do not want to rush into something. You need to have patience with this process. Again, for all the reasons, you want to grieve your past relationship, you want to do the self-work, self-improvement, hold out for someone who really fits your morals and the things that you find important. All of those things are very important. Be patient with your dating life, with who you're meeting. Be patient with yourself as well. Don't rush yourself into getting over things. Don't rush yourself into a new relationship just because you think you're on some timeline that doesn't really exist, by the way. Be patient with yourself, be patient with the people you're dating, and be patient with the whole process. You will find someone again if that's what you're looking for. Just trust in that and take your time so that it goes right. The 8th tip we have for you is to not rush into introducing new people to your friends and family, especially if you have kids. So just as you don't want to rush into a new relationship, if you have gotten into a new relationship, it's best not to sort of have them meet everyone in your family, all your friends, kids, etc. before you are necessarily very serious with them. Because just know in this time of life, it may seem, very important to find a forever person right away because you want marriage life again, but that doesn't necessarily mean that everyone you date is going to be your next wife or husband, etc. And you might end up hurting yourself a little bit if you put all of your eggs into one basket and you end up introducing them to everyone you know before you're really an item. This is really important with kids as well, because if you're not careful, you could end up introducing a lot of new people to your kids, and honestly, they don't necessarily need to have that in their lives. Kids really need stability, and if you're constantly introducing new people to them, even though you hope it won't be constant, but it sometimes can end up that way, they're just going to have this revolving door of new love interests of yours to meet. It's not necessarily the best thing, and honestly, this can really help any potential hurt that you might feel if things don't go well with them. The 9th key tip we have for you about dating after a divorce is to continue growing. So it's great after you've had a divorce to spend the time talking to a therapist, talking to your friends, journaling, working out, all the self-help things I keep bringing up. But the thing is, that time is not just reserved for directly after your divorce or breakup. You need to keep growing throughout, forever, really, but especially as you begin to meet new people and begin to date again. Dating requires continued effort, and as you find new people, you will have to probably continue to grow and change in some ways to meet their standards, because they're not the only ones who have to meet standards, you do as well. So maybe there are things about you that continuously will need work, or things you didn't realize needed. It's best to keep growing, never stop. The 10th tip we have for you about dating after a divorce is to love yourself and realize that you don't need a relationship. So you might have been used to, being with one person for a long time, obviously, if you're in a marriage, but that doesn't mean that you need another person. You don't need somebody else to make you whole, to make you a good person. You don't need someone else to have a fulfilling, awesome life. You can achieve that by yourself. Somebody else there with you is a great addition, and that's wonderful, but that's not the end all be all. You have to love who you are, love your own company, respect yourself, and only then will a fulfilling relationship actually be just that, a fulfilling relationship, because you are not going to be codependent, and you are going to be your own strong person who loves himself, who respects himself, who can have a great life with or without anybody else. And if someone wants to join you, then that's fantastic. If not, you will be okay. And having this security in yourself is going to make dating so much easier and better, because you're not going to be reliant on anyone. You're not going to be desperate to keep anyone's attention or affection, because you already have your own, and that's the most important. So make sure to have that self-love and work on that every day for the rest of your life, so that you can be content with who you are as a person and not need or rely on a relationship for that. But that's going to just about wrap up this video. I hope that you enjoyed it. Do not forget to check out our free online dating opener formula, which is going to triple your success rates when it comes to getting messages back on a host of different dating sites and dating apps. That's going to be linked above me and in the description down below. Also, be sure that you're even on the right dating app or site to to begin with. You can do that by checking out our free online dating app quiz, which will be linked again above me or in the description down below. That's going to pair you with your perfect online dating site or dating app. Also, now that you're just about done with this video, make sure to watch some of our other ones popping up on either side of me. And be sure to answer the question of the day. What do you think is the best part about dating after a divorce? Leave some positivity in the comments down below. We'd love to hear from you. But thank you so much for watching this video. I hope that you enjoyed it. Please leave a like if you liked it and subscribe if you loved it. And hopefully we'll see you here again at Online for Love. Thanks, bye!